The Amsoil Championship Snocross Series begins on the hills of Spirit Mountain in Duluth. For close to 3 decades, this is the place where the quest for a championship goes green. This year at the Amsoil Duluth National, TJ Gula completed his comeback story. TJ returned and raced on a track where his season ended a year ago. Gula's gutsy riding is at the heart of what it means to be a snowcross racer. In the Pro Open class, last year's champ Ross Martin picked up where he left off. Duluth set the stage for what would become a season-long battle with Tucker Hibbert. But on this day in Duluth, Tucker had the inside moves. It was a double-double for Tucker, with top spots on the podium in the Pro Open and Pro Stock. The series traveled to Fargo for the Dakota Magic Casino Fargo National, presented by Findlay Motorsports. And the ISOC operations crew transformed a baseball park into a snowcross track. Oh, sure, it was cold, but the fans showed up and were rewarded with some intense racing action. Ross Martin and Tucker resumed their racing battle, and both did their best to hang on. Tucker came off his sled, but managed a relentless comeback to win top spot on the podium. In race 3, the show headed west to the mountains of Utah for the Piranha X Western Nationals, presented by Fly Racing. A marathon day of racing unfolded at Rio Tinto Stadium. As 2 days of racing were packed into one, it became a real test of man and machine. In the 25-lap Pro Open final, Tucker Hibbert again rode hard for a victory, with Tim Tremblay and Robbie Malinowski rounding out the top 3. From west to east, and the Vision Kia Eastern Nationals in Farmington, New York. The temps rose and the snow fell. For a while, it appeared Ross Martin might follow his victory in the Pro Stock with another in the Pro Open on Saturday night. But Martin dueled with both Tucker and Tremblay, and with 4 laps to go, the overflow crowd saw some real racing. Tucker bobbled and went down, and Tremblay made his move. But as he was approaching the finish line, Tim's motor malfunctioned, and he finished 12th. Top spots went to Hibbert, Martin, and Robbie Malinowski. In race 5, ISOC turned Motown into Snowtown at the Traxxas Michigan National. The Silver Dome once hosted the Super Bowl, but on February 12th, it was the site of the greatest show on snow. A huge crowd saw one of the great races of the season. In the Amsoil Pro Open, a wild scramble at the start set the stage for a restart and a massive lead by Tim Tremblay. Hibbert and Martin gave chase, and when Tucker went down on the backside, it looked like Tremblay would have his victory. But with 7 laps to go, Martin worked his way past Tremblay, with Robbie Malinowski rounding out the top spots on the box. The great North Woods of Wisconsin hosted the Hayward Power Sports Polaris National. It's a popular stop on the tour, and the entire community comes out to celebrate. In the Amsoil Pro Open final, Robbie Malinowski grabbed the Stud Boy Hole Shot Award, and it was race on. Martin, Hibbert, and Johan Lidman led the field. Tremblay made a move to the front, but with 2 laps to go, Tremblay and Martin tangled, and it looked as if the number 11 sled was slowing. Martin took his second victory in 2 weeks, while it appeared that Tremblay had his win snatched by Lady Luck at the LCO Casino. Elko Speedway near Minneapolis, the new home of the U.S. Air Force National, and this shrine to speed made a fast transition to snowcross. Brett Bender cleared the clutter with a heat win in the Pro Open class, but the weekend belonged to Tucker Hibbert. He turned in some classic come-from-behind racing action and gave the crowd something to talk about with a double-double with wins in the Pro Stock and Pro Open. After 7 great races, the Amsoil Championship Snocross Series reached the summit here on the ski hill of Grand Geneva at the Nielsen Enterprises Grand Finale. 3 days of racing on one of the most challenging tracks on the planet.